The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Tonight, it's the second game here on this wild card Saturday, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. It's the second of our two games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Already here, they'll audible to something else. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tyreek Hill, 76 yards. And the Falcons will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Falcons 7, 49ers nothing.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. 12, stop, 11 MT, 11 MT. Stop.
Burrow will throw. Quick hitter here is complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
First down, 49ers.
Stop.
This is DeAndre Swift, who, of course, played just up the road in Athens. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Gun. Stop.
Burrow looking to pass. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. J.T. Tuimoloau able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This ball nearly intercepted. A once-in-a-season chance for the big fella, but he couldn't corral it. 4th down, straight ahead. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Once again, it's Mitchell. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
No gain on the
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
That's taken in by Kraft. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
Dragon 60, 70.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now 14-0. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Here we go.
And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
At the 46-yard line.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Here we go.
And they go play action now. Burrow. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dallas Goedert, 45 yards. And the 49ers are back within a score.
49ers 7.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and a yard. Swift going to try up the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
Now it's Burrow. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
180, 180, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. The open man, that's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now Burrow changing the look.
11 Thomas, 11 MT, 11 MT.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again. 1st and goal.
180.
Here's Burrow. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Rashad Bateman from 13 yards out. And the Niners are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now Myers for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
What's good, y'all? Hey, man, I ain't streaming in a minute, man. What's good? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. I got to go on mute, though.
Offense out there for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Come on.
They'll look to throw here. This ball complete to Trey Palmer. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll swing this complete out to Hill. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action, the Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
That's another incomplete to Mitchell. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Ready. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14.
14.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. There he goes, left side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. DeAndre Swift, 62 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. He'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Now he's going to step up and run. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
Come on, come on.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
18 Cardinals.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So from inside Niner territory now, this is first and 10 at the 47.
60 Bison.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Touchdown, Falcons! Tucker Kraft, 44 yards. And the Falcons have broken our tie. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
But whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. DeAndre Swift with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. The extra point now coming from Myers. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Rig alert, rig alert. Say, hey. Buffalo 18. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. So first and 10 now from the 30. They run over center with Mitchell. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. That's some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go, here we go.
In motion right is Addison.
Lights up.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Stop.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
11, 180. Lights up.
Addison will go in motion left.
Stop.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Gun. Stop.
On third down, here comes Swift. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Lights up.
They'll try and throw for it here. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
As my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him coming and communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half.
31, Falcons 28.
One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Dances by him. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, this has been a close game throughout, but that return can help them gain the separation that they've been seeking throughout the game.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Here we go.
And they've been the better of the 2 teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now Burrow. His short throw caught by Goddard. And running with power here. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards, first down Niners.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now it's Burrow. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy in the backfield once, hit him a couple of times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Burrow will throw. He gets it to Anderson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 16-yard line.
Burrow gets this one quickly out wide. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And across the chalk, into the end zone.